Good morning, everybody. It is a Thursday, or what I like to call Little Friday. Here we go, July 7th. Sam Channel weather sponsored by Ace Hardware Marketplace here on YouTube and Facebook. Well, yesterday, for the second day in a row, we hit 101 for an official high temperature. That's 12 degrees above the average of 89. And again, it was 2 degrees shy of the record, 103, set back in 2012. 2012 is kind of a marker as to the last time that we hit 100 degrees or higher. So it's been, and that was on August 1st and August 2nd. And so it's almost been 10 years. You can say 9 years and a month, you know, 9 years, no, 9 years and 11 months. Yeah, because it'll be August next month. So we're almost at the 10-year mark of getting 100-degree plus temperatures. And then some of you did pick up some rain yesterday, but it was few and far between. We've got some activity going on this morning, and I would actually say that today stands a better chance of southern Kentucky getting some rain out of this. We've got several complexes that are just kind of rolling down these areas that you see here. This one along the frontal boundary up near Evansville, getting some heavy thunderstorms right now, and even moving into Owensboro. They're starting to see some of that activity. And a lot of that is going to try to make a run at us. And then you see the previous system also running in that same fashion down to the southeast of us over the Cumberland Plateau of Tennessee. So we have a better opportunity today to get some of this activity. Whether it actually happens or not is conditional. As you know, that's the caveat that I put in there just because Mother Nature cannot make up her mind what she's going to do. And so just be ready once any of these thunderstorms do form or do take shape today. Just know that they could be rather strong, as we've seen in previous days. This morning, we're starting out no different as far as temperature. Got a lot of mid 70s in there. Let's see, 77 here in Bowling Green, 75 in Hopkinsville, 74 Litchfield, and over in Hart County, 73 down near the river in Cumberland County. You guys got some showers and thunderstorms yesterday, but not a whole lot going on different today than yesterday. And that's going to be the case in which we might see temperatures hitting 100 or 101 again for some, but it all depends on who gets the rain and who does not. So let's go to temperatures and show you before we show you the radar, the forecast radar. Starting in the 70s this morning, the blend of models is showing 91, but it doesn't take into account the amount of heat and heat energy, uh, a reflection of the dry ground where it is dry. That's why, with the high pressure locked in, that dome setting over us, that's why it gets hotter than what is advertised here. So, like yesterday, 90s, but we could be hotter than that if we don't get rain. It'll be closer to 100. Then, as we get into tonight, back into the mid 70s, probably 75, 76, 75. And then we go back to 91 or so tomorrow with a continued chance of some showers and thunderstorms. The chances of us actually getting wet are starting to look a little more promising, but still not what I would like to see. Not, what we need is a good 2 or 3 day gully washer, but I don't see that happening. So here are the models picking up on the activity that we're seeing up close to Owensboro and Evansville this morning. That complex is actually a little bit further south than what this model is showing. This model is showing it dissipating, but throwing out those outflow boundaries, those little lines in the atmosphere that you cannot see, And that helps with the heat of the day and the amount of humidity and moisture in place. That helps spark new activity. And that's what this model is calling for this afternoon, right over the area. So a combination of that leftover complex and then the outflow, old boundaries set up from yesterday's storms. All of this is in line from northwest to southeast to really bring us some beneficial rain for a short term. These would be these kind that rain out pretty quickly, but bring gusty winds, lightning, and even some hail. That's why there could be a few strong ones this afternoon and even this evening until we lose the daytime heating. And then, as you see, we lose the rain chances. But here comes another complex. I mean, there's like two or three in line back to our northwest. And here we go into Friday morning. And Friday morning could be interesting for us. As you see there, this model is showing that the complex holds together even during the overnight hours into about the drive in tomorrow morning on Friday morning. And that could prove to be interesting for the drive to work. It could really be raining and some hefty rainfall at that. Then that complex moves on, and then we get into, say, Friday night into Saturday, and there we go again. Another small complex of thunderstorms trying to work its way in here. So we have several opportunities. The past few opportunities have been few and far between. Some of you have gotten a deluge of rain, while others just 5 miles down the road's got nothing. You know, you can go from 101 in Bowling Green to, I saw an example, somebody yesterday after getting a shower dropped to 78 down the road, 78 to 101. And it's like crazy. But it's because of where it rains versus where it doesn't rain. And that's the big difference. There is a risk of severe weather today in the southern half of Kentucky, including Bowling Green, level 2 slight risk. But you know, I don't really put a whole lot of stock in these things, especially this time of year. It's really, you know, when this looks like this, you know, it's not like in the spring or the fall or even the winter. It's summertime isolated severe. Just because we're painted in the yellow slight risk doesn't mean that everybody painted in the yellow is going to get severe weather, nor is everybody in the green. This time of the year with this type of setup, everybody has a risk of getting a severe storm. But as we've seen in the last few days, even though we had a few pop up yesterday, I think we'll have the same thing today. Just two or three counties at a time will have a severe thunderstorm warning, and that's mainly for the possibility of damaging wind and maybe some large hail, but not a tornado threat. I just wanted to, you know, emphasize that this is not that. Okay. So the severe weather risk is conditional. It doesn't mean it's going to happen, and it doesn't mean that everybody's going to get hit with severe weather. The risk is there for everybody. All right. So here's a look at the fronts. We've got the front lazily hanging around the Ohio River this morning, and that complex of thunderstorms rolling out of southern Illinois and Indiana, trying to make a run at us. And there's several more back here in the queue, so to speak, or stage left that's going to take an aim at us. And with that front right to the north of us, that actually helps become a trigger for thunderstorms, plus another trigger, heat and humidity. The front will start to retreat a little to the north this evening, still kind of stally, not moving all that much, just wiggling a little. As we get into Friday, it's a little more north of us, but still close enough to help touch off some showers and thunderstorms. Then things become a bit more organized once we get into Saturday. And look at this. For the first time in a while, I see a big dark green area of rain and thunderstorms. That's what the red lines are indicating, as this front now is going to start to make some eastward progress as the high pressure ridge, that dome that's been over us, begins to break down. And that's going to allow this system to come through and bring us a better chance and better coverage of rain this weekend. So here we go into Saturday midday. The front starts to make its way through southern Kentucky. Then we get into Sunday morning. There is a Canadian high pressure over the Great Lakes that takes over with somewhat drier, less air, cooler air at that, as the front moves on down to the Gulf Coast. There's another front approaching, as you see here, by Monday into Tuesday. They'll bring us, I think, some showers by Tuesday night and into Wednesday. Then there's another Canadian front that will try to drop down and bring us some more relief, we hope, by the middle of next week. So things are looking a little bit better, a little more promising in the way of getting some much needed rain. It's not going to be maybe a drought buster, but at least it'll help. And you can see we go from 90s again today to 80s, a 10-degree. There's that 10-degree chop in temperature by Saturday as the cold front comes through. 88 for Sunday. Then we go back a couple of days in the 90s. But I pointed this out yesterday, that a lot of next week looks more into the 80s, maybe mid to upper 80s. Could be a day close to 90 by next weekend, but this will be even a little bit better to handle than the 100-degree temperatures that we've been dealing with the last couple of days, when it's just been so brutally hot and humid. But you guys are paying attention, and I'm not hearing of too many issues with people having heat cramps and stroke and heat sickness and things like that. So you're paying attention, you're heeding the warnings and all of that. That's good. Heat advisory today, not an excessive heat warning. I don't think we're going to reach that criteria today. So that's good news. All right. I'm headed to the radio station, Sam 100.7, 6 to 10 this morning. I hope you tune in. We're going to have some fun, give away some more passes to area parks and all that good stuff. Plus the music is just freaking awesome. I had somebody at church last night, a bit younger, a lot younger than me, who said she listens every day. And she said, "Man, you're playing some bangers." And I'm like, "Yes." And one of our pastors next to me, "Bangers?" I said, "It doesn't sound as bad as what you think." He wasn't quite up to date on that term. Bangers? That doesn't sound good. No, it is good. It means, man, these tunes are rocking, so yeah, we got that going this morning. All right. Thank you guys for watching and listening. God bless you. Have a great Thursday.